Hello, I'm live. So I'm outside. Uh, it's about 10 in the morning. I have a lot going on. But I'll just start. So my wife came home over the weekend. I was taking care of my daughter by myself for 4 weeks, and it's really nice to have her back. And now she took her my wife took my daughter to school this morning, and that gave me like the whole morning. So I get up at 5 and I do some personal stuff in the morning, and usually start working about, well, I'm done with that at about 6:30. And so now that I don't have to take my daughter to school and get her ready for school, I can just start right at 6:30. I can start my day. Um, So I've been up for 5 hours already at 10 in the morning, and got in a good 3 hours of work. I saw someone emailed me. I sent out on Saturday, was it? Yeah, it must have been Saturday. An email saying, hey, the course Understanding Reframe is done. It's launching on Wednesday. And then I also put it in the newsletter, which I did last night. And so people are already starting to respond and ask questions, which is awesome. One question I got was, hey, it's 8 hours long. Like, that's crazy. And it's crazy, to expect someone to make that kind of commitment to watching this. But at the same time, to learn all that I put in there would take hundreds of hours. Let's just be conservative and say 100 hours of reading and experimenting, and I just lay it all out in 8 hours with code samples and everything. So that's a good bit of copy that I can write in one of the emails. Maybe put it as a FAQ. Also, what they wanted was like, well, what's a short, what should you start with if you're not ready to commit to just learn the whole thing, if you just want an overview. And that's a good question too, and I have an answer to that, which is basically watch all of the overview videos I have in there, and some of them are free, so you can even just start doing that without going into it. It's a comprehensive tour. It's made to be like a reference, like when I need to learn like the details of how to make, use the life cycle methods, I'll go in there. But usually you don't need to right off the bat. And it'll give you a 20-minute lesson on the life cycle methods you need. There's just a lot to learn, It's front-end programming. There's just a lot there. And Reframe built on Reagent, which is built on React. It's a lot. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of moving parts. So 8 hours is like a minimum for what you need to get started. Another question I got was, I had mentioned somewhere, I did plan to make this longer, not longer, but just more complete. Plan to have like Ajax and stuff, which I'm not getting to, and I explained that in the email. But one thing I did mention somewhere in there was that I would explain how to use the dev tools that I use in the video, like how to start them and get them set up with your editor and stuff like that. And I never did that. And so now that it's done, the course is done. I think it does need that. Like, I spent a lot of time getting this to be really easy to use, and if I never explain how to use it and how easy it is, it's kind of worthless. So that's what I was doing this morning. I made some notes, and I asked the person who asked me, he emailed me, and he's a longtime customer, and I said, like, okay, like, what do you want? Can you give me some details? But then I thought about it, and I kind of know what he's talking about. Like, I don't explain anything. So I could make a pretty good guess about like what he needs to learn. So that's what I did. I made some notes, um, and came up with a little plan, and I just started recording, and I just finished editing it. It's uploading now. Um, I hope that doesn't influence this this video is my live video stream. Anyway, it's uploading now, and it'll be done. It'll be like published and everything when that's done uploading in a few minutes. And then I'll email him back and tell him, hey, is this what you were looking for? And of course, more copy fodder. And I'm really, as the years have gone on, it's like my fourth year doing this stuff. As the fourth year starts, I realize like how every little thing you do is an opportunity to talk and to explain what you're doing and why you're doing it and get someone else on board. Uh, you know, every little thing is like, look, this is why I'm doing it, and isn't it neat, and isn't it the kind of stuff you want, and you know, just sell all the time. And it's branding, it's marketing, it's selling, all of that combined. And yeah, it's awesome, especially since I'm launching at the same time. It's always good to have more content to put in emails and another reason to email people. Okay. Last time I talked a lot about coffee at the conference, and I'm gonna do coffee. I know, like, I went on a rant about how it's great to like push people out and get them to encounter the city and everything. But people are adults, and I I want to make them comfortable, make them want to come back. They can encounter the city plenty in the evening, even just walking there in the morning. They're gonna have to encounter it. So, I am I'm gonna have coffee, and so today, in between my calls, I think I have 3 today with customers. Um, in between those, I'm gonna call the restaurant that is affiliated with the theater, and I'm going to um, see what they offer, because that would be the most convenient. Second, if it's too expensive, I'm gonna talk to some people I know who um, who have a roastery, and they also do they sell to restaurants, and they also do a little bit of catering. I'm not sure if they do a complete package, like they'll give you like 20 gallons of coffee or whatever you want, but I'm not sure if they'll do like the hot water for tea and 5 kinds of tea bags, and they certainly won't stand there and like keep it fresh. So it's a secondary option. I kind of would rather push them out to now that I think about it, push them out to the regular coffee shops if that's all I'm going to offer is hot tea. I mean hot coffee and nothing else. But I'm profitable right now, and you know it's all about making the experience great for the attendees, and making sure that they want to come back a second time, that they have a good time and want to say good things about it to other people. So I'm not going to be greedy and try to nickel and dime them for cups of coffee. I've got volunteers. Several of them said that they would do lunch and evening events, and like be the host for that, and that's great. I kind of wanted 3 evening events per night, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. It's just the number of volunteers I have. I'm going to make another push for more volunteers. I talked to someone on, what was that, Thursday? Yeah, I don't know if I did a vlog after this, but he runs several conferences, and he was talking about um, the difficulty with giving away free tickets, because free tickets usually means that they don't value them, and they'll change their mind at the last minute, or they'll just come the first day and not the second day, or they'll, come late, all those, or they just never come. Um, and I did give away quite a few free tickets to locals to kind of fill up the theater. And I'm kind of in the shadow, huh? And I didn't see that when I was looking here. So I'm kind of concerned about that, because I could have made it, like a tiny bit more hurdle to jump through to get the free ticket. Like, for instance, he suggested making people commit to writing a blog post about the event. Just a little thing, not even for the link back or anything, but for just the commitment from them that they're not going to sign up for it for nothing and then not value it. It's a crazy psychological thing, because if they had to pay $1 for it, they'd probably be 100 times more committed than paying nothing, because they won't value it, even though it's a super awesome opportunity. So before the time is maybe next week. Yeah, next week would be a good time to do it. I'm going to just email all the people who got a free ticket and let them know that the enormity of this opportunity, like how if they had to go to this event in another city and they had to pay, like how much it would cost them, and how much of an opportunity this is to have it in their city, so they can even use like public transportation to get there, or even Uber for $10 to get there, and then they get the ticket for free, so like their cost is basically nothing. So I'm going to just emphasize that, and how this is a great networking opportunity, and I will do my best when they're there. They have to show up, they have to be there, but I will do my best to introduce them around and make sure that they're, getting what they want out of it. Yeah, that's it on the conference front. It's coming along. It's pretty quiet. Haven't had many sales. One more thing. Yeah, I'm going to increase the price again on Friday. So, or I guess Friday's the last day. Saturday is the first day of the new price. And I'm calling it a last minute thing. I don't know if this is going to really drive any sales, but there might be some people who are still on the line, and this deadline will push them over and just force them to buy instead of procrastinating more. Yeah, we'll see about that. In terms of personal branding, my site is live. I'm still doing some tweaks, like I realized my settings were a little wrong for SEO, and I was like no indexing all the pages, something stupid like that, which I wanted to do before it went live, but now that it's live, now I'm redirecting to lispcast.com for all the links, and so I'm using HTTPS now, which I didn't have before. So it's an upgrade in several ways. MJ, my assistant, is working on a transcript for a video. I really haven't had a chance to think about something else for him to do, but he's doing such a good job with it. So what he's doing is he's taking my conference talks, and they're on YouTube, and so he's getting the transcript from YouTube, pasting it into a Google Doc, and making it readable, and putting the slides in, and just making it a nice experience. The text will make it good for SEO, It'll be a better page to link to than just the plain YouTube page, which is what I usually link to. It's got slide downloads if you want those. So this is the kind of thing that I want to do for the talks of Clojure Sync, is like have a real page for them. I see that. Okay, so what's his name? Gary Bernhardt, who runs Deconstruct, is doing that. He's making a page with a transcript, with a video that's on Vimeo, probably Vimeo Pro, so you can't go to the Vimeo page without, you have to, it's just an embed on that page. Now the thing is, for SEO, you also need YouTube, because YouTube is promoted in the search engine results better than, like for video, it's better than having an embedded video, which is fine. That's great. What they suggest for video SEO is you do your page with the private embed that's not YouTube, and you do the SEO on that really well, but then you later post it to YouTube, and then put a link in the description to the original page, and you say like there's a transcript and there's slide downloads, and so you get people that way too. So but you also make it like this is the official place for it, for the video, by putting it on your site first, like even like a month before, and then releasing them on YouTube later. So people know that that's the place to go. I need to make a YouTube channel for Clojure Sync instead of using purelyfunctional.tv. That's cool. I'll do that. Man, what else? Right, so my personal branding, these are my 3 priorities right now. It's the Clojure Sync, making purelyfunctional.tv comprehensive Clojure training site, and then personal branding. I've been thinking, I looked up slide deck templates, keynote templates, and I found a few I like. I haven't bought anything yet because I'm not really ready to make new slides or convert over my old slides, which is fine. I'm just not ready yet, and I don't have the bandwidth to sit there and try them out and get it working right. But the next slide deck I'm going to do that. I really need to write a book. I need to write a theory of functional programming, and that will be a complete description of the theory and how I see it being used in industry. And it's going to be like super technical and sort of like I don't know. I don't want to say a textbook, but like one of those big references that you could just say like, boom, that's it, right? Like kind of like a DDD, where it's like that is the tome that kind of defines the whole field. And maybe I should only do a hardback. I don't know. But then I want to make another one that's like for beginners and another one that's for managers. So the idea is that an advanced programmer gets the original book, The Theory of Functional Programming, and then he or she will then say, wow, this is really great. There will be a little blurb somewhere that's like, hey, your manager might want to know what functional programming is if you want to do functional programming at work. Buy this book for them. So then they buy the manager book, give it to their manager, and then the manager says, oh wow, this is awesome, all my people need to learn this. And so then they buy all the beginner book. They buy beginner books for all of their programmers. That's That's my idea. I don't know how great that is, but there you go. And I am starting to think about, it's a big commitment, but thinking about applying to speak at developer conferences um, of all sorts, to give a kind of how to get started with functional programming in your language talks. I think the talk that I did on Thursday went really well, and I mean, it's not perfect, but it's getting there, and it's a good start, and with some polish and practice doing it at different conferences, I think it'll be really great. And also, I can kind of do the same thing for podcasts. The problem with podcasts is it's conversational usually, and so you need to really have the stuff down, because they're going to be asking random questions, what seems like random questions, and they're going to want you to talk for a long time about the thing. That's what I've found. Like, I thought I've been on podcasts where I think, oh, there's like 5 panelists, they're going to want to ask me a bunch of questions. I'm not going to talk that much. They're just going to ask me like little questions and like basically draw the info out of me. But no, they still want you to like lay out everything. And then when you have laid out so much, they're going to have all these questions to ask you. So I don't know if I'm ready to go on podcasts yet. I think I need to get confident with that. I need to talk with people I know and just have conversations about it like that. Okay, it's gone on long enough. I have a call coming up after 11 o'clock, and until then, I'm gonna just be chugging away at these little things, optimizing my site for my customers, my users, making it slightly better. Oh, I do want a better theme on my site. It's such a bugbear of mine. I bought a theme, a WordPress theme, but it did what I wanted, but then it's like slow and bloated. It has all this stuff, and I want something cleaner and faster to load and just not so bloated. So I've got one in mind that I want to do, but I'm sure it's going to break a million things. It's the way it is. And I'm also moving to WP Engine, so I don't have to host my own server. I've got lispcast.com now on WP Engine, and I'm liking it. It just simply works, and they do the CDN, and they do everything, and I just need to set that up and start migrating it. There's stuff I can start doing today that, there's like a Git flow you can set up, so you just push your code to GitHub, and then GitHub will notify WP Engine, and then your new site is live, or you can make it go just to staging. And so I need to set that up so that I can start fixing all the problems that the migration is going to cause. And of course, I'm doing this on the side, not changing purely functional.tv, the main site yet. And one day I'll just turn the switch, and it will work, I hope. It's one of the problems with WordPress. Oh man, are we getting into this now? One of the problems with WordPress is the developer experience is not very modern. It's optimized for someone like the developer or the designer working on their local machine, and then FTPing the PHP up to the site. So it has this problem where if you need to make changes to, like, you need to add information to the database. Like, let's say you get a new theme, and so you want to change the way the post is and that's all stored in the database. How do you do that? You have to do it twice. You do it local, and then you you push the code to production, and then you do the same page again, which is not ideal because you often forget like all the little configuration changes you made, and you can't make the changes until the code is live. There's all sorts of problems with it. But I don't want to get too far into that. It's just work, and I'm happy to do it. Okay. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please don't like it, thumbs down it if you don't like this stuff. Please comment. I'd love to answer your questions. I'd love to see what you are thinking about yourselves. All right, thanks. Bye.